Hi everybody, myself Dr. K.S. Ragram. In the course of automobile engineering, I am going to explain about the constant mesh gearbox and synchromesh gearbox in the course of second unit, fifth lesson. The objectives of the present topic are to make understand the concept of gear meshing, to understand the concept of constant mesh gearbox, here gear meshing and the concept of constant meshing and synchronizing speed. These three are the main concepts of this present topic, right? What is gear meshing? Engagement of two gear wheels, one with each other, is called gear meshing. Right? So here, when two gear wheels are in contact with each other, right? And if one gear wheel is given the power in one direction, right? One gear wheel, suppose say A gear wheel B, right? Only A gear is given the power rotation and in clockwise direction. Due to the power rotation of the gear wheel A in clockwise direction, the gear B rotates in the anti-clockwise direction, right? So this is called as gear meshing. Gear meshing means engagement of two gear wheels. Engagement of two gear wheels is called as gear meshing. And then constant meshing, right? In the previous topic, in the sliding mesh gearbox, before topic, we told that gears will be meshed by sliding of one gear wheel onto the gear wheel on the lathe shaft, right? Once again, the gearbox consists of three shafts. One is clutch shaft, second one lathe shaft or counter shaft, counter shaft, and third one is main shaft. All the gear wheels, all the gearboxes contains these three shafts, right? So the clutch shaft is the driver here. This is the driving shaft, right? And main shaft is the driven shaft. And this is the intermediate shaft. Lathe shaft is the intermediate shaft, right? In the sliding mesh gearbox, the gears on the main shaft are allowed to slide onto the gears on the lathe shaft. Thereby, the gear ratio will be obtained. Accordingly, the speed of the gear will be increased or decreased, right? Now here, in the constant mesh gearbox, the gears are in constant mesh with each other. That means the gears on the main shaft are always in contact with the gears on the lathe shaft. There is no question of sliding of the gear wheel onto the lathe shaft gear. All the gears are in constant with each other. Let us see how the transmission goes on. Right. Next, synchronizing speed. When the speed of the two members are same, we said that it is synchronizing speed. right? Synchronizing means same. Syn means same. When the two gear wheels are same, rotating in the same speed, those are called as in synchronizing speed with each other. After going through this topic, the student can understand the concept of gear meshing. As I know, what is the concept of gear meshing, right? What is meant by gear meshing and gear ratio? Gear ratio and gear speed, and third one is constant meshing. Dog clutch engagement, right? What is meant by dog clutch engagement? After going through this lesson, you are going to know. And synchronization. What is synchronization, right? Now, this is the constant mesh gearbox in which we are having the clutch shaft, as I told you. Every gearbox should contain 3 shafts. One is clutch shaft, another one is lay shaft, and third one is main shaft. Right? So every gearbox consists of 3 boxes, 3 shafts. One is clutch shaft, second one is lay shaft, and third one is main shaft. Right? Now, in the sliding mesh gearbox, no gear on the main shaft is in contact with the gear on the counter shaft. The sliding mesh gearbox is like this. This is the clutch shaft, clutch gear wheel. First I will show the constant mesh, the sliding mesh gearbox. Right? So this is the clutch shaft. This is the counter shaft or lay shaft. Right? And here is the main shaft. In the sliding mesh gearbox, what is going on is, so the clutch shaft is in contact with the lay shaft gears, right? So these two are always in contact with each other. So all the gears rotate in the same direction. All the gears on the lay shaft rotate in the same direction. That means when it is rotating in the clockwise direction, these will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. All the gears rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. Right? Now what is going on in the sliding mesh gearbox? So one gear wheel is slided and to engage with the gear on the lay shaft. Now here what is going on is, in the main shaft, all the gears are in constant mesh with each other. Right? Now, right. So in the constant mesh gearbox, this is the clutch gear, this is the lay shaft gear, this is the clutch shaft, this is the clutch shaft, right? Now here, the gears on the main shaft right? So the main shaft is a splined main shaft. As I told you, it consists of splines like this. Splines like this, right? And now, so it is having the gear wheels mounted like this. This is the idler gear for reverse gearing, and this is the layer shaft gear. This is another main shaft gear. This is another main shaft gear, right? Of course, its size is small, right? Now, here between these two gear wheels, there is a dog here. I'll show you how the dog is. Right? Now, here there are two bearings here. The main shaft gear wheels are mounted on the bearings. These are bearings. Right? See, when the clutch shaft is rotating, in the clockwise direction, all these gear wheels rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. That is known to all of us, right? As all the gears on the counter shaft or main shaft are in mesh with the gears on the layer shaft, so all these gear wheels also rotate. In which direction? This is clockwise, anti-clockwise. Again, all these are in clockwise direction. So all the gear wheels rotate in the clockwise direction. But here, this is in clockwise direction and this rotates in anti-clockwise direction because it is a reverse gear. This is reverse gear. This is first speed gear. This is second speed gear. And this is high speed gear. We are discussing about only 3 speed gear, 3 plus 1 gear, 3 plus 1 speed gear. Right? Now, right, here all the gears on the main shaft are mounted on the bearings. Means at this position, when the clutch shaft is given the power, right, so all the gears rotate. The clutch gear rotates in the clockwise direction, all these rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, and these rotate in the clockwise direction, but freely because there are bearings. That means the main shaft will not rotate, only the gear wheels rotate, right? And the rotation of the gear wheels is different with the gear ratio. As I told you, N1 by N2 is equal to D2 by D1. With that principle, gear ratio, right, the different speeds, the gears will rotate. Now, to get the speed, right, here, there is another dog clutch here, right? Right? So here, to get the speed from the gearbox, right, we require gear shift lever mechanism. Means we have to catch hold of the particular speed what we require, right? So this is rotating in 4:1 ratio. This is rotating in 3:1, 3:2. Likewise, these two 1:1 like that, right? Here the gear ratio is 4:1. Here the gear ratio is 3:2. Here it is 1:1. Right? So different speeds are occurred. That means when compared to this speed is more. When compared to this speed is more. And of course, this is reverse speed, minus 4:1 you can say. In the reverse direction, it is rotating. Right? So it is not rotating in the forward direction, it is coming in the backward direction as the direction is different, right? Now, to get the first speed, right, and these are called as dogs. This is called as dog 1 and this is dog 2. Don't say it is animal dog, it is dog clutch. Simply we say it as dog, right? Dog clutch. As I told you earlier, right? What is the function of the dog? The dog's teeth are like this. One teeth go inside like this. The dog teeth go inside like this. Ordinary gear wheels engage like this, right? Engage like this, rotate like this peripherally. But the dog teeth go like this. That means here this gear wheel is having teeth, right? This 3D figure I will show you later, right? These are the teeth cut here like this, right? So when you want to engage the first speed, the dog 1 is moved towards left and is in constant mesh with the first speed gear on the main shaft, right? So the main shaft speed is 4:1, right? So it gets the 4:1 speed here and is connected to this, and this will rotate like this in the 4:1 speed. That means high torque, low speed, right? As I told you, the principle of gearbox is to provide high speed and low torque, high torque and low speed, high torque and low speed. So low speed, here high torque is obtained. That's why, so when the first gear is engaged, that is dog 1 is moved from right to leftwards and is engaged with the first speed gear on the main shaft, right? So the power obtained will be 4:1. So the vehicle moves slowly, right? When the speed wanted is more, when the driver wants to increase the speed more, right? He disengages the dog 1 again to the right side, right? And changes the gear shift lever mechanism into the slot of dog 2 and will move the dog 2 towards the right side, to my right side, and is engaged with this gear, second gear. So second speed gear with 3:2 speed will be obtained. Again, for higher speed, he will move this dog towards the left completely so that these two will be locked so that high speed will be obtained. That is high speed ratio. Again, when the driver intends to move the vehicle reverse, right, the dog 1 is moved to right side, right, so that this will be engaged. So this reverse direction is obtained to the this one, right? Now if you want to see the direction of the wheels, the flow will be like this. This is first speed, like this. The speed will be obtained. This is first speed ratio, right? And if you want the second speed, again this is second speed. It is still more. If you want third speed, the speed will be like this. These two will be engaged. So this is high speed. Right? See the different colors, right? First speed is shown with green color. So follow the green color. From here to here, here to here, it is coming like this. This is first speed, right? Second speed is red, right? Take down the red color. This comes like this. This is the second speed. Second speed is still more. Third speed is blue. Catch hold of the blue. It is going directly, so high speed is obtained, right? And if you want reverse speed, right, it will be obtained like this, right? For reverse speeding, it is coming like this. This is reverse speed. Like that, different speeds are obtained with the help of this dogs, dog 1 and dog 2. In this case, all the gears on the main shaft and lay shaft are always in constant mesh with each other, right? And they are mounted on bearings. So there is no question of movement of this directly to the main shaft. Only with the engagement of dogs only the speed is obtained, right? Now, so since these are in constant mesh with each other, this is called as constant mesh gearbox, right? And in the constant mesh gearbox, since all the gears are in constant mesh with each other, wear and tear ratio is wear and tear of the gear wheels is very less. Wear and tear is very less. Less wear, you can say, less wear of the gear wheels. Right? And the gears used in this gearbox are helical gears. Since helical gears are having the property of good power transmission, right, and low noise, these helical gears are used for this type of gearbox, right? So if you observe the both the figures, right, the engagement of the gear speed will be done with the help of these dogs, right? So till now, let us see what was discussed till now, right? Gearbox is the box consisting of set of gears enclosed in a box, right? And the gearbox consists of three shafts. One is clutch shaft, another one is lay shaft or counter shaft, and finally the main shaft, right? So in the constant mesh gearbox, the gears on the main shaft are always in constant with the gears on the lay shaft, right? And in the constant mesh gearbox, the advantage of the constant mesh gearbox is it is silent in operation, noise is very less, and all the gears are engaged since they are in engaged position, right? So wear of the gear wheels is very rare, right? And the gear ratio is obtained by the engagement of the two dog clutches, or simply called as dogs, right? So this dog is used to get reverse gear and first gear, right? And this dog is used to get second gear and high speed gear, right? Here all the gears are in constant mesh with each other, and helical gears are used in this gearbox, right? So these are the gear wheels, dog clutches, as I told you, right? The dog teeth, right? These are the dog teeth. See, these teeth go inside this teeth, right? See, this is the helical gear. Helical gears are overall they mount like this, right? These are helical gears, right? So that means helical gears are used to transmit the gears between two shafts, right? So this is mounted on one shaft, this is mounted on another shaft. Peripherally means outside. The engagement is outside, right? One over the other. The gear wheels roll one over the other. All the gear wheels except the dog clutches. Except the dog wheels or dog clutches or dog gears, all are similar. Simply we will say those are dogs, right? Simple language. Dog clutches and dog gears. All these are same. All these are same. They are having teeth on the side surface. These are having the other gear wheels are having the teeth on the periphery, circular area. See, if you see the gear wheel will be like this, right? The gear teeth are mounted on the periphery like this. All the gear teeth, spur gears, helical gears, bevel teeth, all the teeth are mounted on the periphery. But only the dog teeth are having the dog teeth to the sides, right? So this is the side of the gear wheel, this is the periphery of the gear wheel, right? This is the periphery of the gear wheel, and this is the side of the gear wheel. To the side of the gear wheel, the dog teeth are cut, right? And the torque teeth go one inside the other axially, right? These are one over the other, but the torque teeth engage axially. The torque teeth engage axially. All other teeth engage peripherally. What are the other teeth? Spur gear, helical gear, bevel gear, or bevel teeth. Bevel gear is having bevel teeth, spur gear is having spur teeth, like that. Bevel teeth, worm teeth. These are the double helical gears. If the helical gears are double, those are called double helical gears. And double helical gears are also called as herringbone gears. The name of double helical gear is also known as herringbone gear. This is very important topic. In most of the competitive exams they will ask, right? So this is the story of dog clutches or dog gears, right? Now synchromesh gearbox. The next one is the constant mesh gearbox is over. In many Indian cars we use sliding mesh gearbox or constant mesh gearbox. In many Indian cars we use sliding mesh gearbox, which was discussed in the previous lesson, and constant mesh gearbox. Right? But this is a typical gearbox in which the slip is very less and efficiency is very more. And this type of gearbox is having made with complicated design and more precision, more accuracy, right? And this type of gearbox, that is synchromesh gearbox, is adopted in synchromesh gearbox is adopted in foreign vehicles. And these two gear wheels are mounted in Indian cars. Because of their simple design, because of their economic availability, first two gear wheels, sliding mesh gearbox and constant mesh gearbox, are adopted for Indian cars, and the synchromesh gearbox is adapted for foreign cars, right? Here we are using the term synchromesh. In the objective of the present topic, I had mentioned you the concept of synchromesh, synchronizing, right? Synchronizing means same, making both the things same. Synchronizing. Synchronizing means both becomes same. That is called as synchronizing, right? So here meshing means engagement of two gear wheels is done only when the two members are made to run with the same speed. Listen carefully. When you want to get a particular speed, that is first speed or second speed or third speed ratio, right? First you have to do, it is almost similar to dog clutch, but only the difference is here we are using synchromesh device. Synchromesh device. This is synchromesh 1, this is synchromesh 2. Device 1, device 2. Right? And here the synchromesh gearbox, as I told you, and initially as I told you, the gearbox is having three shafts that I have to show you. The clutch shaft, the lay shaft, and the main shaft. This is the main shaft. So this gearbox is similar to our Indian gearboxes. Only the difference is this one. Here is the difference, right? Here the synchromesh gearbox is making use of the application of the synchromesh device. Let us see how this synchromesh device works, right? How this synchromesh device works, right? Now, right. So here in the synchronous gearbox, we are using the constant mesh concept. Here the gears on the lay shaft are engaged with the gears on the main shaft. This gear is engaged with this gear. This gear is engaged with these two gears. Right? Of course, this setup of gears is for reverse gearing. First speed, second speed and higher speed gear ratio. Right? And this is synchronous 1, synchronous 2. Right? Now, the principle of operation is the synchronous device which is red in color, right? F1 and F2, right? The synchronous device is having a tapered surface, this one, on the top side and bottom side. Both the synchronous devices, right? The synchronous device is made like this. As the case of our cone clutch. This is the shape of our synchronous device. Right? So it is having a tapered surface here. Tapered surface. 4 tapered surfaces are there. Right? Here the gear wheels are also having the tapered surfaces. Right? This point you have to note down. Right? The gear wheels on the main shaft, right, and the synchronous devices are having the tapered surfaces, right, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Right. Now, so whenever you want to get the particular speed, let us say the first speed, right, the particular synchronous device is allowed to thrown onto the gear, particular required gear, that is the first gear, right. So as this gear, the concept is same. This is almost similar to constant mesh gearbox. All the gears are in constant mesh that I told you, and these are all the bearings, right. The gears on the main shaft rotate freely on the main shaft, right, and the synchronous devices slide towards right and left on the main shaft, splined main shaft, right. That is the story here right now. So as the synchronous device F2 is allowed to move towards the left side, these two tapered surfaces and these two tapered surfaces are in frictional contact with each other, so that its speed is taken by the synchronous device, right. So that speed is connected to the main shaft, right. Here the use of this is G2 means, that is gear wheel. G2 means gear wheel. The shape of the gear wheel is like this. It is having teeth like this, like the case of a ring, circular ring, right. That gear wheel is allowed to move toward the gear which is in engagement with each other, right. So these two are initially in frictional contact and are locked by G2. See here, the function of F2, that is the synchronous device, is to first make the frictional contact, and function of G2 is to lock the particular gear to the synchronous device. The gear wheel function is to lock the synchronous device with the gear wheel, right, so that there is no slip between the rotating gear wheel and the synchronous device. So the speed is, with no doubt, it is coming to the gear main shaft, right. And now to get the second speed, right, first the ring gear is allowed to move back, and the synchronous device is also allowed to move back, thrown backwards, right, by simply changing the gear wheel on the driver's hand, gear shift lever mechanism, that is called as gear shift lever mechanism. Gear shift lever, and it is operated by particular mechanism. right? So it is first disconnected, and then the gear shift lever mechanism is allowed to catch hold of this F2, F1, right? The second synchronous device, and this is allowed to move towards the right side. Right side. So this will move towards the right side. Now this tapered surface and this tapered surface, these two tapered surfaces are in contact with each other, frictional contact with each other, so that its speed is connected to this one, right? As the speed is same, that is called as synchronized, at the speed of the wheel and the synchronous device are same. When the speed of the gear wheel on the main shaft and synchronous device becomes equal, that is synchronized, then they are meshed. So that then the gear wheel 1 is allowed to be meshed with each other, and now this gear wheel 2 comes like this. Gear wheel 1 will comes like this, so that it locks the synchronous device and this gear wheel. So this gear wheel is having the teeth also here. The teeth and this teeth will be locked, so that these two will be locked completely. So this rotation is shifted to this, and it is coming to the main shaft like this. Now if you want to higher speed, this is again thrown backwards. G1 is moved backwards and still moved backwards, so that F1 is in contact with this gear wheel, right? And G1 comes like this, so that G1 and this gear wheel are in contact with each other. So high speed will be obtained to this. So this high speed comes out to the main shaft, right? That is the operation going on in this one. Let us see how the synchronous device functions, right? The synchronous device works on the principle of synchronization, that is having the same speed of driver and driven, right? Here the driver is the gear wheel on the lay shaft and main shaft, right? Driven is the synchronous device, right? Now the synchronous gearbox consists of 3 shafts. One is the clutch shaft, lay shaft or counter shaft. Third one is the main shaft. 3 shafts are there for any gear wheel. Those are clutch shaft, counter shaft or lay shaft, counter shaft or lay shaft, and main shaft, right? The clutch shaft gear wheel is in mesh with the lay shaft gear wheel in all the types of gearboxes. This setup is common for all the types of gearboxes. The clutch shaft gear is in mesh with the gear on the lay shaft, right? And all the gears on the lay shaft are fixed at particular distances. These are firmly fixed to the lay shaft. Its position is not changed. The gears on the lay shaft don't change their position. They are firmly fixed at particular distances, right? Now here the main shaft is a splined main shaft. The main shaft is a splined main shaft, right? This is a splined main shaft, right? And the gears on the main shaft are firmly fixed to the splined main shaft with the help of bearings. These are bearings. Let us see how the bearing is. Right? The bearing is having 2 circles. One is the outer circle and the other one is inner. This is inner circle. the outer circle and inner circle are separated by balls. In some cases, rollers are also present. Balls are spherical in shape. Rollers are like this. These are having the shape like this. Rollers, cylinders, cylindrical shaped, right? Here I have shown you the ball bearing, right? And these are two balls. It is called as double ball bearing, right? Now, so to the inner surface we fix the shaft. This is fixed to the shaft, right? When the outer wheel is rotating, right, the balls also rotate, but inner wheel may not rotate. If you firmly stop the inner wheel, only the outer wheel rotates, right? That is going on here, right? So the inner wheel is firmly fixed, the outer wheel is rotating. That's why the synchronous devices are rotating, but the main shaft is not rotating when they are not engaged, right? And all these gear wheels are rotating with their own speed ratio, right? As I told you earlier, 4:1, 3:2 and 1:1, they will rotate according to their speed gear ratio. N2 by N1 is equal to D1 by D2, right? Now, when the synchronous device 2 is allowed to pass on to the gear wheel 1, right? So this tapered surfaces on the synchronous device as well as the gear wheel 1 are in constant are meshed here due to frictional contact, and its speed is given to the synchronous device, right? So that the synchronous device starts rotating. Of course, the rotation is given to the main shaft, but to get that rotation constantly, we have to lock these two with the help of this gear ring G2. Gear ring G2. So this gear ring G2 is allowed to move on to this so that it comes like this. It locks this wheel as well as the synchronous device. So these two are firmly fixed. So its speed is catched by this, and it as it is mounted on the splined shaft here. So this rotation is given to the main shaft, right? To disengage, again we throw the G2 outwards, and it is made to be free, and then it is made to engage right side to get speed 2, left side to get speed high speed, and the synchronous device 2 is allowed to move to the right side to get the reverse speed. That is the process of working of this synchronous gearbox. This is a schematic of the synchronous gearbox, right? Here we are having the synchronous device. This is the synchronous device. This is the synchronous device, right? And this is the shifting mechanism, right? So that is the operation, construction detail of the synchronous device. So one half I will show you how to draw. So the gear wheel on the this is the bearing, right? This is the shaft, right? And here also we have to show here there are teeth. This is the teeth on the gear wheel. This is a representation for showing the teeth on the gear wheel in the front view. right? And here, so with this curve, we have to draw the synchromesh device. With the same, this one, we have to draw this one like this. Complete this. Like this. And above this, you show the gear teeth, and here it will be the ring gear. Like this, right? So this is the schematic of the this constant mesh, synchromesh gearbox. Synchromesh gearbox. This is synchro mesh gearbox, right? And this is the synchromesh device. This is the gear wheel. That's all about the constant mesh gearbox and synchronous gearbox. Both are almost similar. One of the difference is in the constant mesh gearbox we use dog clutches, and in the synchronous gearbox we use synchromesh device. So when two gears are in constant mesh with each other, they are said to be in meshing, right? In constant mesh and synchronous gearboxes, all the gears on the main shaft are in constant mesh with the gears on the lay shaft, counter shaft. Dog clutches or dog gears are used in the constant mesh gearbox for gear engage position. Synchronous device is used to engage the gears on the synchronous device, synchronous gearbox. Objective questions coming from this gearbox in the competitive examinations, public sector units and GATE are like this. Some of the questions are carried. Which of the following is the need of the gearbox? What is the use of the gearbox, right? So of this, to vary the torque of the vehicle, that is to vary the torque of the vehicle is the function of the gearbox. In which type of manual transmission double declutching is used? Constant mesh gearbox, we use double declutching. In the constant mesh gearbox, what we will use? We first move the dog, one dog disengaged, and we will catch hold of the other dog and we will engage. That's why double declutching we use. That means double declutching means we have to press the clutch twice. Which is the gearbox? In which of the gearbox all the gears are always in contact? Constant mesh, sliding mesh, synchro mesh, epicyclic mesh. All the gears are constant in constant mesh gearbox. Which of the following is not part of the automatic transmission? Right? Sliding mesh gearbox is not the part of automatic transmission. All are automatic transmission, but sliding mesh gearbox we have to operate the gearbox position. Remaining all are operated automatically. Which type of the gears are used in constant mesh gearbox? Helical gears are used in constant mesh gearbox, as I told you. And why are the helical gears used commonly in transmission? Because they are low noise and high strength. The helical gears are low noise in operation and having high strength also, right? Thank you, Ananda. Thank you.